Florentine, what track you want to play off this?
They're all bad. It doesn't matter.
They're all bad.
Fucking awful bad jokes. Awful one-liners.
Give me something.
I had to put awful in front of them
idea.
because it's on iTunes, so I don't want people like discovering
and being like, "Oh, this guy sucks."
Yeah, just go. I want to hear his comedy and go, "What the fuck is this
crap?"
Awful puns.
You know what? Go all because when we first started, Jim, remember like all the headliner guys are doing puns.
Yeah.
So I used to think I got to write a pun around everything I think of. Yeah, go with the puns. Awful puns.
There was one that was really funny that you would do though about fucking misunderstanding a girl because she was talking about cable and you thought she was talking about her period or something. Like she was talking about her period.
Something about like PMS, and she goes, "Don't come over, I got PMS." I'm like, "Really? You get that down in your area?"
Like, you know, it was a cable
channel.
Oh, yeah.
But there was some funny lines with that. And there was one where
and then I said I didn't know the girl was on her period, so she's like, "I don't think you should come over my apartment." I thought she didn't want me to come over because her apartment was dirty. I go, "Why can't I come over?" It's because your pad's a mess.
And then because he thought it was cable, and she was talking about her period, she would go, "What's the matter? Are you having a problem with your box?"
Yeah, that's right.
That was a funny one.
All right, let's check it out from
So
Florentine.
it's on iTunes today, metalblade.com. Yeah,
Bad
awful
puns.
awful jokes. My first comedy notebook.
And it has this thing. It says over 220 awful jokes on this CD.
Yeah, I
so you're
counted.
making it very.
I counted the jokes. There's 220 on here.
All right, we'll
That's a
play
lot
this
of
track
jokes.
right here for Jim Florentine.
I went out with a girl with leprosy, but that relationship fell to pieces pretty quick. I told her she was ugly, and she cried her eyes out. Then I told her a funny joke, and she laughed her head off. I was walking through the woods and went up to a deer from behind and put my finger in his back like I had a gun. I said, "Give me all your dough." Why would I think a deer would have money? I broke my toe the other day, and I couldn't move it, so I called a tow truck. Ugh. If I treated you to a Big Mac, would you be all over my Whopper? I saw a sign on the road that said scenic area, next right, so I pulled over, but didn't see Nick. But I did talk to a guy named Gary. Ugh. I didn't make any friends when I was in high school because my parents sent me to a private school, so I just kept to myself. I didn't have any friends because I was cracking jokes like this. I went for a job as a short order cook, but they told me I was too tall. I pulled my arm out of my socket, and next thing you know, my whole body shut down. I want to pull my eyes out right now. I cut my leg open, and I actually thought it was pretty funny because it kept me in stitches all week. Why would I think that an open wound on my leg would be funny? The other day, I went out on a limb to save a tree. I guess Cher left Sonny because he couldn't get a Bono anymore. My brother and I were looking at a map of the world, and he was eating a donut over it, and pieces were falling all over the map. I started thinking, what a crummy world. Then I picked up a broom and started sweeping the nation. I'm always getting sick. One day, one of my stereo speakers went out, and I caught mono. I had a nightmare that I was washing my hands in the sink, and my ring slipped off and fell down the drain. I guess it was a pipe dream. Do turtles get gas at a Shell station? I hit a deer and it sucked because it cost me a lot of dough. I thought it was just going to be a few bucks. You ever aim for potholes and accidentally hit a guy jogging? I did one time and he was all bent out of shape. Why would anyone aim for potholes? I went to motor vehicles the other day and asked me if I'd like to donate my organs. I told them no, but I'm looking to get rid of a couple pianos. I'm a paranoid person. I was reading Spy magazine the other day, and I kept looking over my shoulder. Whenever I went on an interview for a job, they always wanted references. So I'd bring an encyclopedia. I saw this girl walking down the street, and only one of her nipples were popping through her shirt. I said, I just wanted to let you know that you have a headlight out. I drove by a farm and all these cows were resting up against the barn. I said to myself, look at that lean beef. I never said that.
Got Florentine in studio today. Let's not forget about the new CD that's out today on iTunes and Metal Blade and where else? Anywhere else?
That's pretty much, yeah.
All right, good. It's called Awful Jokes from My First Comedy Notebook. Over 220 awful jokes on this CD. Mm-hmm. And we heard a track, and wow.
Right?
Very uncomfortable.
There's a whole thing on there. It's the last track. I put it at the end, is where I wrote this MTV audition script. I was trying to be an MTV VJ, so I wrote up this whole script of how it was supposed to go. And
Oh, pretty bad.
ooh.
Wow, I'd love to hear that one.
I was trying to be like the cool guy. My name was Jammin' Jim because I was a DJ back then. It's like, hey, Jammin'. The girl, I had like two girls around me. Hey,
Jammin',
Jammin', why don't you tell them how you're a comedian? And then I start doing jokes.
Oh, whoa! And this was serious?
Oh, yeah, this was a thing I was going to, and my friend was going to videotape it to play, you know, and we were going to send it to MTV to be a VJ. So this was my script that I was sending.
This is a script I wrote. I was trying to get a job as a...
Oh, shit. I don't care. You can play it, but it's
probably very good.
I want to hear a
This is
little
a
of it.
script I wrote. I was trying to get a job as a VJ at MTV, and I was going to film this. And I used to call myself Jammin' Jim.
Oh.
And this script, I really thought I was going to press the MTV execs, and I was going to get at this gig. It fucking stinks. Here goes. Jim is standing with two hot girls. He's talking to them, and they're very attentive and giggling at his comments. Jim, I took this hot-looking chick out to dinner the other night. I really wanted to impress her. I mean, money was no object on this date, is what I'm trying to say. So we're sitting in this Burger King, right? Girls laugh. My date starts to tell me that the last date she went on, the guy spent $400 on her, and he didn't even try to kiss her at the end of the night. What do you have to say to that? I go, well, number one, the guy is a loser. And number two, if I spend $400 on a girl in one night, I'm bringing a farm animal in bed with us. I'm getting my money's worth.
Can you pause this for
Girls
1 second? You know what? So far, my favorite part of this horrendous endeavor is the fact that you wrote into an MTV script. What was the opening line? A fucking.
Jim's sitting around as the girls are giggling.
What was the first joke?
The Burger King?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
the burger.
bet.
So I took this girl out to a nice restaurant. Money was no object.
Money was no object.
Money
Who
was
on MTV
no-
fucking talks like that?
Money is no object.
Money is no object.
Remember, kids, just use a little elbow grease.
Yeah. That was a fucking show sponsored by Texaco in 1950.
Sam should learn that lesson, though. Money is no object
Oh, yeah.
sometimes.
Sometimes it is.
Well, sure.
Girls are cracking up.
Cracking up.
Now, Jim all of a sudden notices the camera's on and the tape is rolling. Jim, hey, cameraman, cue me next time, will you? I'm spending $500 on this demo tape, and this is the service I get? Both girls at the same time go, don't worry, Jammin' Jim, we'll service you later.
Oh!
Jim, yeah, I know that service is for free. Jim winks at the camera. Anyway, if you don't know me by now, my name is Jammin' Jim. Girl 1. Hey, Jammin' Jim, tell MTV what you did at the radio station you worked at.
Pause.
Jim.
Jim, I sucked. I love how they're referring to you as Jammin' Jim.
Jammin' Jim.
Nobody. Hey, Anthony Cumia. Hey,
Yeah.
Opie. No one talks like that.
Hey, Jammin' Jim. Ugh.
I'm just getting pleasure out of it. Even though I'm cringing, I'm just watching Jim's face.
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
time.
yeah.
I'm just keying on him
It's
as this
wow.
is playing.
Because I knew him when this happened.
I know.
This wasn't
Why are you
mid-80s.
still friends then?
I didn't know this was going on, obviously.
Jim. Oh, you girls like that story, huh? I bet you do. Well, a few years ago, I was the morning man at this radio station that played soft rock. So one day the manager comes in and tells me things aren't working out,
Oh, boy.
and tomorrow's my last day.
Look out.
So the next morning, I got to the station before anyone was even there and nailed the front door shut so no one can get in.
Jammin' Jim.
I went on the air and had a Black Sabbath festival for 2 hours. After every couple of songs, I'd get on the air and tell them I was protesting being fired, and I wouldn't get off the air until a local newspaper comes down and does a story on me.
Oh.
So I received my wish, and as soon as the interview was over and I took the nails out of the door, I got arrested.
Oh.
Just another day in the life of Jam and Jim.
Come on, you weren't serious. You were not serious. You were not serious.
Another day in the life of Jam
Just
and
another
Jim.
day in the life of Jam and Jim.
Because that's what MTV wanted,
So
a hip
loose
guy that
cannon,
would
a wild man.
would do that.
With
Yeah,
a
just
little
another
edge.
day in the
Little
life.
edge. Not too much edge, but a little edge.
That was pretty crazy.
If you liked that story,
That made-up
there's
story.
plenty more.
Hey, can
There's
we-
plenty more.
Can we